for today's cup of coffee, we have a theme. Stones of various and sundry kind, including a state of being in the moment.
You're not fully stoned.
Anyhow, it was a matter of trying to function and find stories and then trying to articulate them.
What's with the green on your glasses?
I don't know. What is it?
I got it.
I took the glasses off. Oh, that's part of highlighter.
Are you sure that's part of highlighter?
It is. It's part of a highlighter.
How'd that happen?
Just brief update. And we had the presence of mind to record a couple of cups ahead of time.
Yes.
Because I had to have a surgical procedure yesterday.
Prayers are appreciated.
Yeah. And it was a matter of, I've got this rather large kidney stone. Some have heard me talking about that.
Very large.
It's not huge, but it's enough to where they wanted to, try to break the stone up because they said it was too large for me to try to pass.
Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to surgically remove it at one point.
I would rather that they did not on that. But anyhow, they have to put, it is a stent. That is the
on your kidney.
That is the medical term, which included general anesthesia.
Yeah. And oh God.
And it's like,
oh God, I'm glad I wasn't there for the full-on stoned part.
Well, it was one of those that after I got out of the procedure, I was okay.
No, I wish I was there.
And as we were coming home, I'm thinking I actually could have driven because I was very much in my right mind, all this good stuff. And then I came home and the rest of the medication wore off. And oh my God, I was in pain, severe pain. And then that caused the glucose level to just get stupid. Yeah, I mean, I have never had levels that were close to 400 before.
Jesus.
So I have to try to do
Damn.
It was a rough night.
Yeah.
It was a rough night. So they finally, got in touch with the doctor. And I'm like, I need something more than Tylenol. I couldn't even take Advil. Because the Advil can cause bleeding. And because I have to go for the procedure to supposedly try to break the damn things up on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Which is going to be fun.
I don't know. I hope
You're going to get kicked in the side.
So they send me medication that I don't like other than Advil. That's it. I don't like. But I was hurting to the point it's like, give me. And it's knocked it down
Give
to
me now.
It's knocked it down to a dull roar. There's still some pain,
but it's not as bad as it was.
It's not as bad as it was. And if anybody had said, "Oh, this is going to feel like this," I'd have been like, let me rethink this a moment. Yeah. So that's one kind of. I'm in this sort of kind of altered state of reality right now. I don't like it. That was the reason as far as, alcohol was my go-to when I was much younger.
Oh, God.
Because it did not make me feel like this shit makes me feel. It didn't. I mean, it's just like, wah. And it's, I don't like it. I don't like that feeling.
Damn.
So that's one kind. Those are two kinds of stones. At least I've got some humor about it.
Uh-huh.
And then the one that everybody has covered ridiculously. So you can go anywhere on the internet and find out about the Georgia Guidestones being bloated up.
Oh, God. Okay.
And it was actually interesting because you can also find the video 4 a.m. Somebody had, somehow, it looked like somebody had a bazooka. It was this charge that just went, it appeared to go into the center of them, did not totally destroy do you want to call it a monument? I call it a monstrosity. But then the bulldozers came in and knocked the rest of it down.
Loves it.
I do love it. And we actually did a full video quite a while back. You can search for it as far as what the Guidestones meant. Very mysterious, very ominous. They had written their own 10 Commandments on it.
Mm-hmm.
which included maintain humanity under 500 million people to be in perpetual balance with nature. Okay, I think somebody had said that Texas has more than 500 million people.
Yeah.
Texas.
It could be its own country.
And then the second...
It really could be. Same for California.
Yeah. The second one was guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Now, that's a very, that's interpretation. Who's going to interpret that? According to who? Third one was unite humanity with a living new language. Interesting. Tower of Babel. That didn't work so well the first time.
No.
And 4, rule passion, faith, and tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Okay, who determines who is overly faithful? Or who is too traditional? Or who is even too passionate? What are they going to do with some of the Spanish peoples or the Italian peoples or the French peoples that are very passionate people as far as, the way that they speak, demonstration, all these things? Does that mean everybody's supposed to be an NPC?
I guess so. They want them to be generic.
Right. And then 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Well, now that sounds good on the surface. But again, whose fair laws? Whose justice? Yeah. 6, let nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. So basically that gets rid of nations. This is New World Order bullshit. I mean, it's not even a question of that. 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. Well, that's the one I agree with. I think that was the one most people agreed with. 8, balance personal rights with social duties.
Okay, what would those social duties be?
It's called enslavement.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's saying on that. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. The infinite what? Okay, if you're taking away people's rights and stuff, that's not seeking love or beauty or harmony or even truth. That's how we hold these truths to be self-evident. And then 10, be not a cancer on the earth. So that tells you that they are considering human beings as a disease that destroys, that eats and destroys. And leave room for nature, room for nature. Now, I'm all for honoring nature and respecting it and taking care of it, but I don't worship nature. What this was, if you noticed on this stuff, this is a separate religion.
Yeah.
As far as those who, that they put trees and stuff above people. And some of the things that they have said that people are doing, they don't understand what the people are doing. There is such a thing as needing controlled barns. That is taking care of the land. There are certain things such as thinning out certain animal species. Mm-hmm. We have so many deer right now that I don't know that you can go out a single day on the roadways and not see one that has been hit by a vehicle.
Yeah.
It used to be that they just came out in the evenings. Oh no, they're out all hours at this point.
Yep.
And at a certain point, the herd will have to be thinned, or there will be a disease that's called wasting disease. It's almost like a form of polio or something. Mm-hmm. And it is a horrific death for the animal.
It is.
So,
my God, y'all should look up a video of wasting disease. Yeah. It's horrific.
Yeah.
That's why people need to hunt, not overly hunt.
Right. I mean, to do things like that responsibly.
Yeah.
But we have got all these alternative religions that have come into being over the past several years. But now the green movement, if you want to call it that. That's what a lot of people are. It is a religion, and you have so many zealots out there. I mean, it was like there was a couple of them that had glued themselves to a Van Gogh painting or something. I may have got that wrong right now.
Van Gogh painting?
Yeah, it was in a museum, and they had glued their hands to the painting,
That's
supposedly to protest climate change or some shit like that.
How is that going to affect anything?
Exactly. Then there were the people, I think it was in New York someplace. God bless y'all. If you're up in New York, I suggest you relocate as quickly as possible. That they were letting the air out of people's tires to try to protest some other kind of something. And there was one of the...
I would have let the air out of one of their lungs.
Some of them were slashing the tires.
I would have slashed one of their lungs.
And somebody on...
They want to release air? There you go.
On a video that I had seen, they had said, imagine having to take your child to the emergency room only to go out and find that your tires were flat.
Yeah.
So these are people that are doing nonsensical things. And a lot of them have total lack of understanding about what they're supposedly protesting. Then we have the religion of science. We have the religion of atheism, secular humanism. I mean, when you go through there and you look at the behaviors of these people and how, talk about passionate, you have different religions of even different political parties. Mm-hmm. So you've got all these false gods going on right now. And we're not expecting everybody to, this is your understanding. We're asking people to make intelligent decisions, even as far as their faiths. We have never said to anybody, you have to believe like we do. We share our faith with you. We try to live our faith every day. But it's just really interesting. Yeah. And that was what, when was on live stream there, was it last night, today Thursday? Last night? Yeah, because it was something I could do was sit and could sort of semi-type.
You were in miserable.
I was in pain.
You were in misery.
And it was a distraction, and I love the folks on Odyssey. That community has just kept me going for a long time. They have no idea how dear they are to me. They really don't. They have helped me through some really hard times. The folks on YouTube, a lot of those guys I have known for years. And as far as emailing and occasional telephone calls and stuff like that. And it just, I've known a lot of those folks longer than I remember. And the folks on BitChute, God bless you all, and that's okay. I have, the wonderful comments, those are encouraging.
Yes.
The ones who view, and even if they don't feel comfortable commenting, I understand that. Mm-hmm. But these people are dear to us, But as far as being able to share through a live stream, talk, and that type of communication, that's fabulous. And to be able to discuss these different issues. But anyhow, point being, let me go back to what I didn't take the strateria. It's one of the few things I didn't take today. Was I really wonder if this guidestone destruction. Now I understand somebody started it, but that didn't mean that God wasn't behind it, and that was sort of him saying, "Hey, his version of taking down some of these false towers and stuff like that is starting."
Could be.
Because with the realm of spirit, you've got to look for things. And, there's a lot of people that, they're like, oh, well, you're looking for something that's not there. Oh, it's there if you've got eyes to see. And maybe that was just him encouraging people, going, hey, I have had enough.
Yeah.
And we've had quite a few things lately that have been victories. So, hold on. And he's like, nope, putting his commandments back in place. Find out what his commandments actually meant. They're not hard. You know, don't murder people. Don't steal from people.
Yeah.
Don't lie on people.
Nope.
Don't be sleeping with somebody else's spouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's not hard.
Yeah.
That's just basic
human decency.
Right. You know. And the main one, you know, as far as Christ, he just summed it all together. Treat others as you would like to be treated. That's pretty basic. If you want to be treated with kindness and forgiveness and compassion, do that to somebody else. Even if others don't treat you with that, still treat them like that, because that's how you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
Now that's the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
When you would like to throw rocks. Mm-hmm. Don't be throwing the rocks. But my comment on one of them, it's like, hey, somebody needs to gather those stones, put them in a pouch, and fling them at today's Goliaths. Yeah.
Yes. I agree.
The destruction of stones, it's a theme. Did you have anything? Kids kind of
I don't got shit. I don't got shit.
I'm just wandering around. It's like
literally just focused on trying to live right now. I
like,
don't have time to worry about bullshit like that.
It's like I'm just miserable last night. And it's
that
like,
came out meaner than I meant
yes,
it.
But did.
But
yes,
that's not what I...
You're a selfish little shit. You Gen Z, you.
What effect does that have in my life? In actuality, seriously,
well,
what effect?
What effect of what?
Like the Georgia Guidestones. That doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form.
But it does. It does. And that's where if you allow yourself to see that God is working, how does that not affect everybody?
Who paid attention to those? I sure did.
Lots of us. Lots of us had been paying attention for quite a while with it. Mm-hmm. You all are being distracted and are missing a whole lot. Yeah. There was somebody that had commented on our video today as far as one of our videos of the past couple of days, and concern about people that are constantly on internet and stuff. And I explained that we had actually did a video or so. That's been a long time with the research and the references and all that stuff. It was not in APA format. Fuck APA format. But that neural pathways are being, rerouted through chronic internet use, especially social media, that you are bombarded with information, but it's not, and it's dopamine receptors, which is what's in addiction, any other kind of addiction. And that's the reason you got to have that next like, that next whatever. You got to scroll through, get that next whatever, next. And it's preventing people from thinking deeply, logically, rationally, to find out why they believe what they believe. So that's why you feel like it has no bearing on your life. Because your brain being short-circuited in some ways. That was like when we were talking about that DARPA stuff yesterday. Do I believe some of this stuff going on has been militarized against the peoples? Yes, I do. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just paying attention.
A few rocks being destroyed far, far away from us. That affects us directly?
Yes. But it certainly does, because this was a monument. That was the enemy taking a stand. Didn't matter where it was. It was their intention, and we've talked before that there was some kind of universal law that the enemy has to declare what it's getting ready to do. This is what we talk about, self-disclosure, different things like that, for people who are paying attention. That's just like in movies for years, even as far as, the extraterrestrials and things like that. And then we've got all these hearings coming up. So am I expecting something else? Yes, I am. All these other agendas. And even if you're not the one that's paying attention, you can find other people who are paying attention. And I started to do a story by Paul Sebring about it was the ellipse there in Washington and the possibility as far as the Freemasons and that there being something hidden in tunnels underneath that. But I have not researched the Freemason stuff thoroughly, and that is a very vast subject, and there are other people that do it and do it very well. And so that's the reason I just did something else.
Let's put this in perspective. A few rocks being destroyed affects us directly. Why is that more important than than the government playing chess with our lives? That's more important to me.
It's the same thing.
No.
It does go right in there with it. Yeah. It's all part of that same philosophy. Again, about the new world language and all that stuff. So yes, it affects everybody on the planet. It may have been shown in different ways, but yeah, everybody has had the opportunity to know about these guide stones. Anybody that, in our realms and stuff. And if they didn't know about them before, they sure as hell know about them now, and that they have been destroyed, and rightfully so. I mean, it's like that one gubernatorial candidate there in Georgia. That was one of the things she said, that if she was elected as governor, she would tear them down. And so she didn't even have to. So, yeah. Butterfly effect on some of it. It matters. It matters. And I'll tell you this, my kidney stone, it may not matter to you, but it sure as hell matters to me.
Now that, on the other hand, yeah, that is more important than some fucking stones in states far away from us.
Well,
that's more important. That's more important than some stupid stones being blown up and then bulldozed.
Well, actually, like I said, it's one of those, you're 23 years old and you have not made some of the connections that those of us that are older, because we've had longer to study these connections. Some of us was just born weird seeing these connections. It's like we were talking earlier about government. And even when I was in high school, I knew that it wasn't a matter of one side or the other side. It was all the same side, and they were all against us, that they would just change whichever shirts was supposed to be ruling at that moment. Now, we've had one in all these years that he truly did make a difference. He went in there and he upset the whole damn apple cart. And through that, we have had the corruption be uncovered, not just in our country. There's all kinds of stuff being uncovered in other countries. So, do I believe that God is moving? Yes, I do. Does that mean it's all going to be sunshine, unicorn farts and all that stuff? No, it doesn't. But it means a matter of going forward, fighting, knowing that God's on your side, if you're on his side. These rights, God gave those to people. And that you got other, like I said, some of them's people, some of them is the enemy that are controlling the people, trying to take that away. That's not of God. So, stones.
Personally, I see it this way. The only way those rocks have effect on people is for the people who actually paid attention to them. For the people who did not care one way or another.
Let's go here.
Like those don't.
If this had come to pass, and you were not one of the 500 million, would that have had a bearing on you? I mean, these things were put in place, and this was not just some kind of for shits and giggles. There was a purpose behind this. Okay, as far as one new language, would that have affected you?
I mean, sure, but were those things actually going to come to pass?
There's people that's working towards this stuff today. Yeah.
See, those are the people that take that to heart.
World Economic Forum. Go look into that. And some of these things that he doesn't listen to his mama.
I listen to you on most things.
Things that we actually cover on here, because we be educational and shit. That, yes, these things are coming to pass. And it's like they would have come to pass a lot quicker had God not intervened a few years ago. So I saw this as an encouraging thing that God is not done, which we knew that, but it gives people hope. Yeah.
Okay.
And if y'all think I'm batshit crazy, it's okay, because I've been told that before for years. We'll just wait and see. Stones. You know what I need to do? If I wasn't on the medication, I would have gone in here and I would have gotten me a shot of rock and rye that would have rolled right with it.
I thought you were going to say you would have got you a blunt.
No, I'm allergic to that. I'm allergic. If I could have done that, I probably wouldn't have needed
an edible, a damn fucking nerd rope.
I mean, how in the hell? How many
Some
people
gummies.
could be allergic to that one plant? A very healing medicinal
aliens of the
plant. Huh?
The aliens of the planet.
I don't know. Maybe it's an RH
You and Elijah
negative thing.
both.
Maybe it's an RH negative thing. Oh, that was just like when
I don't know what type of blood that I have. Can you order one of those blood tests?
I don't know how accurate they would be. You can order them. And that was...
Order one of them.
They had wanted me to sign if I needed to have a transfusion. And I asked them, I said, okay, how do I know? Because I have such strange reactions to different things, how would I know that I was given blood from someone who had not had the recent jab? And they said, you can't know. So I did not sign it. And I just looked there and I said, well, I said, kids out in the car, let's hope he would be RH negative.
Elijah's RH negative.
So
Elijah's RH negative. Is he not?
I don't know. I don't think he knows. But yes, I went in there with my pure blood t-shirt on.
You got the alien blood. That's an incredibly
Yeah.
rare blood type.
Well, I think it was like 15%. It's not that rare. It's not that rare. But now, whoever was saying that the RH negative people were reptilians, no.
You don't know that?
No.
You run cold most of the time.
No, not anymore. No, not since the insulins. I'm doing much better on that. So let us know what you think about the destruction of the Georgia Guidestones, or kidney stone horror stories, or even substances, substances where you have felt stoned. We take those as far as DMT and stuff. People had contributed different stories. Those are fascinating. It is a matter of alternate realities with or without substances. We used to say that in the thing for a while. That still applies.
Yeah.
But if
Shot vodka.
I like vodka.
What would happen if you mix some sugar and that cherry liquid? You know, that cherry flavoring, and then you poured some vodka in it.
That would probably be disgusting.
You don't know that?
I don't.
We don't know that.
You ain't gonna waste my vodka. Use the cheap vodka if you're gonna experiment with that.
That's what I'm gonna do.
If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you've got local, regional, or family myths or legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is there in the description box. Know that you are loved and you have purpose. I don't give a shit what Klaus Schwab says and he thinks he's God. He ain't God. And at some point he's going to stand in front of the real one and try to give an account. Yeah.
Yes. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good. I didn't fuck up that time. Bye.
We almost got to the very end and now he's made me edit.
At least it's at the end.
I don't even know if you did the cue to start again. I don't even know if you did the cue to start again. It's okay.
You'll
Now
figure
he's
it out
gonna make
by
me
audio
struggle.
cue. You'll figure it out by audio
gonna
cue.
make me struggle.
You'll figure it out by audio cue. All you have to do is go to the end.
I could fling that rock. I really could. I might throw like a girl, but I could hit you from that distance.
Come on, Mama. Come on. Throw it at me.
We'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.